The pneumatic press is here, guys.
I don't know if I like that. That's a bit razzle dazzle for me. It's a bit techno. That's a bit with the kids and the modernness and the steel industry and the way that's been collapsing over the past 100 years. Now England's upset because they can't make metal anymore, which is what they used to do to create their horrible robotic wives, which were the only things capable of putting up with their horrid, misshapen little skulls, which furrowed down into a pruned thumb of a face. Which is why they all kind of look like that. Like, they're just kind of, largely heinous, especially in that little Midlands area, you just get, like, these kind of farm mutants born of decades of incest. Like, the Lannisters, but, like, fuck ugly.
So, we just finished recording some new games we played. We played Streets of Rage 2, and we played Sonic 2.
Brand new games.
Ironically, I'm wearing a Sonic shirt. Well, it's not... Well, they're new to the... Fuck, whatever.
So, new to these damn kids and their fucking internet machines.
We'll be doing some
Overwatch.
live art. The art, it is live.
I'm kind of confused by the general, like, the way the arcing narrative of Overwatch clashes with, like, the style of game. Like, I'm sort of used to that from fighting games. It's like, here's a bunch of people, some of them are friends, now we have to come up with reasons why they want to punch each other. But, like, it's like, who's gonna be on Overwatch? Oh no, we'll have Tracer and fucking Reaper hang out, they seem fun.
Well, fucking Reaper and Widowmaker are pretty much the only two villains.
Yeah, like,
which makes no sense. I hope they get adding more Talon people so it
Bruce the cunt. He's from
it
Australia.
evens out.
Aren't, like, the Australians villains? Isn't that, like, the typical fucking stereotype? Like,
Probably.
aren't they bad guys? I
They're
thought they were, like,
probably
raiders. I think they're villain. I think they're kind of, like, they're just jerks. They're not villains, they're just sort of rogues. They're rogues. Enormous, fat, gun-toting, probably rapey rogues. But it's okay, they're, like, gay rapey, so you don't have to worry or nothing. Because dudes can just walk that shit off. You just gotta fucking... You just gotta man up for gay rape.
You think you saw Ross Scott at a gas stop? Did
just
you
sort of
butt fuck him?
stand up and, like, shake it off and just be like, oh, well, that happened. Guess I gotta do more push-ups.
Butt fuck it?
Push-ups chase away the gay rape. That's how you gotta be able to fight off the fucking big ball queens.
Guys. Art. What do you want to see? What is the core cerebrum of your brain telling you? Is the cerebellum going, hello, draw this? Now, keep in mind, we do need to keep it under R rating, just because of, obviously, Twitch. You can't be drawing big veiny dicks and stuff like that. It's just,
Also,
that's not
fucking
going to happen.
Or a big veiny dick.
I just saw in my fucking recent donations, Digger Nick. I don't know why, but that breaks me. You want to see Gabe draw Reaper? Alright, well, there's your first one. That's a challenge.
Okay, see, the thing about Reaper is, like, he's
Draw a censored Willy.
a Mexican edgelord. So, my
Yeah, your curse is there.
Oh, there we are. Alright. It's over and it's hiding. Okay, so...
Alright, so we've got our first
I don't
one.
remember how to draw this thing. Do you remember how to draw this thing?
No more suggestions, guys, until we finish the first drawing. We
And
don't want to miss
how did
things.
it go?
Oh, the S.
Yeah. What was this,
fuck,
anyway?
I don't know. I'm just going to Google Edgelord S.
And then, okay, so the skeleton bits are down here. And, okay, so then we've got another eye here. And another eye here.
What the fuck was that thing,
And
anyway?
there's, I don't know, so the hood comes over. So the hood is to hide, from the accusing stares of the population who are staring at you because you haven't washed your hair in, like, a year. And you've just started developing, like, puberty. So, like, that makes you just fucking gross. So that's why they fucking wear the hoodies. So there's a little bit of a neck. And, what the fuck are you looking up on the internet?
I typed in Edgelord S.
He actually has, like, a really thin neck, and he has a little bit of an Adam's apple going. And, underneath, there's, like, a smile. He's got a little smile. And there he's got his fucking, he's got his trench coat on. Because it's got, the little fucking lapels and shit, because you need a bunch of buckles on you and stuff. And,
I just typed in S everyone drew in school and it came up.
there's my little diddly bit going. And it goes across here. And then there's, there's the other shoulder. And, that's basically it. And, he's usually saying, like, something like, girls are yucky. that's basically. I mean, that's essentially. This was, I based mine on some of the early concept art drawings for Reaper, which originally he was a 15-year-old girl who had fallen on some hard times, and they were going to sort of make her that, but then people got upset, like the Latino leagues got upset because they were a little bit upset about like depicting a Latino girl as being like violent shotgun wielder. Apparently that's a stereotype amongst like the Latin community. I didn't know that. So then they turned it into an adult male, and they put like a skull on him, and they made him a mopey shit. Just once I'd like to see somebody die and be resurrected and be like, I'd be fucking happy as shit. If anything, I'd be like fucking hippie optimistic after that. Like if I died and came back, I'd be fucking covered in smiley faces. You wouldn't be able to shut me up. Like it'd be fucking fantastic.
Alright, apparently the S symbol originated from Scholastic books.
Huh.
It was a puzzle. Showed 2 rows of 3 vertical lines. Challenge was determined with the letter S by adding 8 more straight lines.
Well, I'll be fucking shitted. I'm gonna have a little daisy on his shoulder.
Daisy. Doozy. Upsy daisy.
Yeah, an upsy daisy. Not a down tulip. And go over here to Phil. he's a paint can. He's not a fellow called Phil.
Now who else is an edgelord? Darkrai.
That's an incorrect.
I can never ask Gabe to draw Darkrai because there's one fucking sin there.
I don't even. If you hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have known.
Yep.
I still don't know what a Darkrai is.
That's some nice shading there. I appreciate that shading. I gotta get some Donkey Kong music playing for you guys because Donkey Kong.
This is the smiley little daisy that sticks on his shoulder all the time, and you can't see it in game.
No.
It's since been edited out. And he actually says lots of very cheery things most of the time, and he was originally going to be in there, but they took it out. They managed to take a lot out of the game that was originally going to be in, except for Genji, who was a dev tool that got left in the game, unfortunately, and is used only by like people who cheat and are generally bad. And that's the rest. That's his skeleton nose. See, because the nose is constructed largely of just jiggle and squish. And there's the 2 parts of the human body that don't survive the death process, which is why you never see a skeleton with a nose. We just need a little bit of, maybe a little shading there in the hoodie. And we're going down to small shade. There we go. I need big, thick, black shading. Thick, black, meaty shading. Veiny, thick, black. See, it's starting to look a little bit like... It's looking a bit like a perm now, I think, is probably the issue. But, that happens to goths in Brisbane an awful lot because of the heat. Like, the heat and humidity really sort of crank up the kind of perm element. And it kind of looks like a sad 70s, which is sort of interesting. You kind of get like a different, it's like an alternate history thing, like where just everyone's miserable in the 70s.
I'd believe it.
There we go. See, and like, the important thing about being able to spontaneously generate art like this is you need to go into the mind of an artist. And that's where a lot of other people who attempt to be creative fall down, obviously. They don't have the sheer amount of time that I have to sort of just sit around and think. Like,
no, of course not.
Most other people occupy their time with like just silly little diversions and distractions where, they'll have like friends and shit and go out and like be social and talk to other human beings. But really, those are like time thieves that are stealing, your creative essence, and they drain you of that in order to fuel their own capacity for self actualization. And it's all just one big war, really, to be like whoever's the most successful. And the Scientologists hit on some of this, but then they're kind of like the Mormons of wacky religions. They kind of went off the deep end and made up some of their own shit. So they kind of lost an awful lot of the translation from the original Scientology text, which was Dune. And that happened in I think 1808. That's sort of where the religion originally came from.
Color him purple. There you go. Wait. What are you doing, wacky chat? Come back. Alright.
What's the chat saying?
I don't know. It's up there.
I refuse to read the words of energy thieves. They're a lycanthropic kind of vampiric race of fuzzy brains on my mental capacity. And, there's only one me. It's a finite, amount of fucking energy. I can't just be giving it away willy-nilly. I'm not the sun.
No.
Even the sun gets tired. No one asks the sun how it feels about any of this. We're putting up so much solar that, the sun's getting overworked. And one day it's going to demand reparations, you know that.
That will be fucked.
Yeah, because we can't pay the sun back. We can't pay black people back. We sure as shit can't pay the sun back. And it's been at it for way fucking longer. So, we're going to run out of, oil and petrol and coal, because that's just sun that's gotten really old. That's just old-fashioned sun. And then the sun's going to quit and just move to another solar system. Except that'll just be a system. It'll be it'll move to a system, and once it gets its bonds sorted out, it'll be the sun. That solar system will be a new solar system. That's part of the cosmic life cycle of the way these things get, the way these things moved on. And that's probably where our sun came from originally. It's probably left an abandoned sort of planetary system of now horribly frozen and mechanized moon people who are on their way here to steal, our precious human resources and infect us with a kind of transmutational mechanical virus, which, it's actually not so bad. People kind of rag on that kind of thing, but, they give you the virus, and it uses only about, 5% of your brain. You just feel a little bit sleepy sometimes. But on the plus side, you don't die. And then you just get to sort of hang out. That's a big, hanging out's big amongst the immortal beings. Because there's sort of not else really, much you can fucking do. You explore shit, yeah, but so what? It just, what else is out there? This is other planets. And, everything on another planet just looks like something on our planet, but, bigger sometimes. Or sometimes with, a different head. If you look at animals on Earth, mammals, every mammal is just a four-legged hairy thing with different head shit. It's like fucking Star Trek. And the rest of space is pretty much like that. It's just a bunch of shit with different heads. And some of them, every now and then, you find a squid world. But, the squid worlds are pretty rare. So, you can kind of just ignore the squid worlds.
How does he keep talking? Because it's just fucking talking, dude. You just keep going. You just keep going. You don't stop. That's the point. That's how you ramble. You keep going. You never stop.
Are the fluffy drain beings still talking? What are they doing here? How dare they witness this process? This is something beyond their capacity to understand. They're gonna go back and they're gonna comment on YouTube and Reddit and shit. Feel that they matter for a brief second, and that'll be fun for them, It's important to let the little things feel like they matter. What are you doing?
I got the now playing thing there, so it shows what song's playing.
Okay. What are you playing?
Donkey Kong.
Now playing. Oh, okay. How come I can't hear Donkey Kong? I just hear Sonic.
You do. You
All the
always
time.
hear Sonic.
Sonic's butthole.
Alright, guys, that was Reaper.
You can play Sonic's butthole like a record.
What next, guys? Give us a thing.
And it actually plays some of the original Bible in Aramaic. It's a little known fact.
Reaper.
Yeah, that's Reaper. Well, that's a good Reaper.
That's a good Reaper. I agree.
I mean, you could use that for, your fan art if you wanted to steal that because you're, lazy.
Draw your dad.
You could,
Alright, based on the name, are you Goblet? You need to draw his dad.
Alright. Well, okay. Goblet is a form of cup, which you can tell by the let, that little bit at the end. Sometimes it's spelled a little differently, with cigarette or nugget, but it actually means a smaller version of. So Goblet's dad is this titanic fucking tankin thing with a beard. So we have fucking silver up here because it's made from a kind of space age material that fell from the stars on top of a Viking, and he survived that. And that was a big deal around town because in the old days, about the only way to get famous was to survive something horrible happening to you, because that's just all that happened. no one discovered anything really or did anything of fucking any meaning or use. It was just you know, a fucking ox would step on your head and you'd come out of it only slightly retarded. So now you were like the champion of history, and everyone worshipped you, and speak about you in hushed tones and shit. Sometimes when the ox stepped on your head, though, you came out fucking retarded, and they'd like, you know, build you a little shed. And you'd walk around, and you'd just sort of shit yourself. And it was a happier life, really. Like, that's the thing, you know, you were exempt from all the work. That's an awful lot of bullshit to deal with, you know. He's got big happy eyes. Like, what's going through the round window?
No.
Little nose. Great. Big mouth. And rimmed with teeth. Millions of teeth! Goblet's dad has millions of teeth. He actually has so many teeth because his dad is the Tooth Fairy. And that's all the teeth go back into the mouth, you see. And then he resells them back to the a country, not Lithuania. I think it might be Lithuania, actually.
I think so. Lithuanians.
Yeah, that does all the dentures, and it does the dentures, and it's because Goblet's dad sneaks into your house in the middle of the night, and he'll take teeth. Sometimes the tooth isn't even loose. You know, he's visited you a couple of times. He's taken some of your teeth. Well, we've noticed that.
I think this is your best drawing so far. I can just feel the energy. I can
He's
feel
got-
the passion.
Well, you know, that's I'm good at like portraits. That's he's got like a pedo stash up top, because Goblet's dad is basically a big giant pedo and no one knows yet. Although Goblet's been suspecting for a while now, like, you know, especially ever since Goblet's dad asked if he could like watch him in the shower and just jack off a little, which was it was a little bit awkward. That's a moment to have to deal with, but Goblet fucking overcame it, because he's good that way. You know, he's got coping skills, as you'd have when your father is a rape cup. Those are the kind of things that you develop. These are the hard life stories that go into making, you know, really great Hollywood cinema. You know, like Pixar. This will be Pixar's first adult feature. Not like an adult feature like a porno, but like The Piano or Precious. You know, the movie about like the sad giant fat black girl that was like fucking depressing.
Who stole chicken?
Yeah, like she stole chicken because, you know, you're fucking hungry. Like, you're fucking hungry, so you know, you got no money. You're hungry, you got no money. So there's food there, so you just go fucking get it. You go get the fucking, you know, chicken, and you fake them out. You gotta hold it, and you gotta ask for extra, because they give you the little napkins and shit. You ask for extra, and they'll turn around. Except, like, some of the KFCs in Australia have been wising up to my tricks, and they've started, like, putting out, like, just napkins and shit, so you can have infinite napkins.
Yeah.
Like, there was a while where, because I was really poor, I had to, like, weave my own blanket out of moistened towelettes, and that was cold for, like, the first 3 times, and then it sort of dried out. And I mean, it was, like, nice at first, though, because, you know, you get out of bed and your shower's done. You're, like, already clean. Like, technically, I should have probably patented that idea, because it's from the future. You know, like a lot of my ideas are, really. Like, I'm underappreciated in my time. You know, that's just common. I've kind of made my peace with that.
What was that?
There you go. So that's that. I managed to do that with something that I actually like. That's why the amazing Randy took it down. Is I actually won that psychic thing, and I got the $1 million because I'm able to remote draw like, accurate things like this. Because I can just see that. Like I can't tell you what Goblet's real name is, but I can see chunks of his life, and I can see his like terrifying rape mug dad. And, you know, the amount of things that, like, Goblet's overcome to be here, which, really, I mean, everyone should, like, make a round of applause, for that. You know, you should frame that. Like, that's a Father's Day gift right there. You might be able to buy that mug in future instances if we ever sort of get marketing off the ground. You know, we could have that kind of thing.
I'll be making a gift pack of all these available later. So,
and you know, you can get a lot done that way. Goblet's the real hero here. You know, he's overcome so much because you know you think people of color have it really hard, but like the people of molestation, the Poms, they have it like a little bit harder on account of it's hard to trust after you've been diddled.
yeah,
You know?
by a mug, no less.
Like yeah, like just you know, you go and have a shower, and then you know your fucking mug dad's there, and that you know that's fine.
a tankard of terror.
Yeah, that's a tankard of terror. That's a tankard of touching. That's a tankard of tender tickles. And then he comes, and then like you know it's awkward, but you need to shower because you ran out of moist on your moistened towelette blanket.
Yeah.
And that's you know these are the hard stories of people's lives.
Get your headphones so you can hear the music.
No, I don't really care. I don't need music. Music is
Good
a different
music,
form of creativity. It interrupts my pure connection to the rest of the universe. That's it. I'm just jacked in now. Like you're all in the Matrix, and I'm like fucking you know.
I'm Chris
four
Matrix.
Neos assembled together into this fucking like lattice of other Neos. I've been woven together into a basket that can hold true consciousness, and like I can see the reptiles, and you know everything's kind of okay. Tony Abbott's a reptile. He ate an onion on the TV one time and acted like it was nothing. That was pretty. That's like he doesn't even care to disguise it, which is bold of him. You know, I kind of appreciate that. All right, what am I drawing?
I don't know.
What's up to me? I'm not gonna look at the chat. That's not my business. The whole
Well,
world
suggestions.
creatures.
I'll give you the suggestions.
There's
There's draw me. There's draw the gay agenda. Draw me like one of your French girls. The name's Turton 4.
okay. Well, the gay agenda. I mean, you know, let's start with that. So, the gay agenda began in 1500s when a pink unicorn called Sotoplexus gave birth to all homosexuality. And, you know, he was actually a pretty good guy, Sotoplexus. Really into buggery. And, you know, look, that's fine. A lot of straight dudes are into buggery, too. And I don't mean, like, taking it, but, like, you know, they like to sodomize their wives and shit. You know, people used to get up to that sort of business a little bit more, sort of back in the old days. And, like, so we had, like, this sort of, you know, little sparkling, sort of phallic unicorn horn. And, like, unlike a lot of sort of bastardized versions of this this myth, you know, the original there was no race of unicorns. You know, this wasn't like they weren't like flying everywhere, you know, being friends and like all that shit. They weren't having like, you know, sort of unicorn sort of weird gay sex parties or anything, because that's, you know, he couldn't because he was alone. So he was having to, you know, he was a little sad. And you know, and then he was like, this is the start of the gay agenda. So this is, you gotta understand, like, you know, there's no use me, I can't just explain shit, you know, like it is now.
Yeah.
Because what is now is irrelevant without what was. So what was makes what is, and what is what makes will be. And that's, you know, that people accuse me of going on, but it's just because I know the questions you're already gonna have. Because I'm from the what will be time, whereas you're from the what fucking is time. And in order to, you don't even understand what was. Like, so I gotta fucking start there. So I gotta get, like, the fucking, you know, what was to be what is. And then only can you understand what the agenda is, because that's the what will be. So he was, like, sky blue. And, you know, he was, like, a little bit sad. So he had, like, a little tear running down his cheek. Because he was alone. But he was really into buttholes. And, you know, he had a few, you know, he's like, well known for his little love heart, birthmark, which is where the love heart comes from. There's a lot of debate about it being about, like, a fucking plant the Greeks used to use as a contraceptive. No, that's true. It was on the side of, this fella here. Beauregard. The, sodomy unicorn. And so one day Beauregard was in his... Shit! Undo, you mutt. Beauregard was in his, cloud fortress. Which... had kind of like a nice, like, little fluffy, you know, kind of, the ground was nice and fluffy, and that was pleasant for him. But then the walls The walls were grey. The walls were grey brick. So it was like a grey brick wall, if you imagine, like those old Ren and Stimpy cartoons, where they draw all the old Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers things. They draw like 8 bricks in the background, and your brain is just like, alright, that's a brick wall. So he was in the Cloud Fortress, and, you know, the gay agenda was to make more sodomites, because they'd kind of run out after the Great Battle of Sodomy in the Salamis Islands in 1000 BC. But, I mean, that got retconned, so it sort of doesn't matter anymore. So he was real sad one day, and he decided that he'd use his little horn to help out one of, like, I don't know, Aaron's fucking ancestors, who was, like, just, this fucking island dude named Bert. And, you know, we'll go over here, because we're gonna get a little bit of timeline.
Are you gonna visit from Red Mug? Fuck yeah.
There's, like, you know, a guy one day, he's kind of sad, because nobody wants to have sex with him, he's kind of ugly.
Aww.
And then, so, fucking Beauregard's like, fucking, I got you, fam. And, fucking, you know, strikes him with the pink halo of gay, which I can see, because I can see auras. Ding! And then, fucking, you know, he's happy as Larry. There are dudes everywhere. And some of these other dudes were, like, fucking lonely too. So, you know, Beauregard, like, fucking nailed them. And, you know, then you had, like, 2 dudes who had been lonely, like, 20 minutes ago. You know, then they had the little gay halos as well. And then, you know, the chicks got in on that as well. They were like, oh, you know, sometimes the men go away to war and they don't come back, and the villagers just fucking women forever. And, you know, they had, like, needs and whatnot. And so Beauregard, you know, he's not a judgmental guy. He's just like, boom, and is just, like, fucking gay for everybody. So he made, like, the gays. And the straights were kind of bummed out about that, because Beauregard had, like, all this sort of magic, but he was just using it to create more homos. And there were, like, volcanoes going off. And this was, like, sort of back in... Volcanoes were still, like, you know, mankind. One of mankind's, like, biggest issues was, like, volcanoes and what they were up to.
So, like, there's this fucking volcano, and it's, you know, it's kind of pitching a fucking fit, you know, it's lava
coming down, and, you know, all the, like, the heteros and the gays alike weren't, like, too thrilled about this, because lavas doesn't discriminate.
No, the guys can't walk on lava, regardless of what any of the religions say. So, like, the guys couldn't walk on the lava, but the straights kind of thought they did, because it was a more superstitious time. And they were kind of bitter that, like, Beauregard, the gay unicorn,
had sort of created this, and, like, situation. And so they sort of, so, you know, they all fled. And, you know, they just bolted. They were just fucking out of there. You know, they ran off. And so, like, you know, in anger and, you know, in cruelty, Beauregard doesn't blame them, but some of the volcano people had designed, like, a particularly fucking strong potato cannon. That was, like, it was fucking huge. It was, like, the biggest potato cannon made at the time.
This voice effect's called Jimmy.
And it was
I
called...
don't know why it's called Jimmy.
Called Spud Wallop. Potato cannon. They fucking shot a potato with such vigor and force that it knocked the horn off poor Beauregard. And his unicorn horn shattered into what we now refer to as the gay agenda. And that's where you get, like, you know, it's like the agenda kind of, like, you know, kind of rolls out like this. So it's like, wake up. Can you say exterminate? Exterminate? And then exterminate! So you wake up, and then you freshen up. Because those are 2 separate parts. You know, there's waking and freshening are 2 entirely different things.
Of course.
You know, free light breakfast.
Hell's Chorus.
And then 4 is Rich Full Day.
I don't know what this one does.
And then 5.
Oh.
Vigorous sodomy. Or scissoring, depending. That's And there you go. And see, like, you know, if I just wrote this list, it wouldn't make any fucking sense. Like, that's the thing, like, people fucking don't understand, you know, they aren't, like, aware of the kind of historical, you know, social structures and things that go into the creation of things like the gay agenda. And so this is, you know, that's what it was. So, like, it was wake up, freshen up, light breakfast, rich full day, and then vigorous sodomy or scissoring. And, you know, that's the gay agenda is handed down from the sky blue unicorn Beauregard, who, you know, I think there is some early photographs of someone who claimed to have seen Beauregard and was holding his pelt, but that could have just been a dude with a blue curtain. No one really asked much questions back then, so it was kind of like easy to get away with that kind of bullshit. But, yeah, like, if anyone ever asks you what the gay agenda is, you just show them this picture, and it uses neuro-linguistic programming to just immediately implant genetic memories of all the things that happened into our own heads. And it will sort of like, you know, beam it in there, like when you download a TV, and, you know, you got the episode, and it all exists at once, but you watch it, like, chronologically.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, time's an illusion. So that's, you know, I've kind of crafted this image in a way that will trigger the visual sectors of your brain to remind you of, you know, the sacrifice of Beauregard for the gay community. And they don't celebrate fucking, you know, Beau Ramadan as much as they should do.
Beau Ramadan?
Yeah, that's the official, that's the day. You know, you abstain from carbs. And anything with cholesterol in it, really, because a lot of that can muck up your skin. And maintaining good skin is part of the second element of the gay agenda, which is freshen up. You know, you gotta stay fresh. Can't be fresh with plugged pores. You know, as true today as it was when it was written, Aaron. And that's like, you know, that's how you know a good religion when you get on top of it. Is you want the things that were written like 2,000 to 3,000 years ago by quasi-literate fucking, you know, dust hillbillies to mean something today in the world of internet and jiggling fucking electric razors and shit. Electric razors have probably blown their minds more than the internet, to be honest. Like, you could basically hold a pocket growl on your face, and then your face has, like, less beard. Not ever all the way less beard, though. That's why I don't like the fucking pocket razors. I like a good, nice safety razor. I don't want to use a sling blade because I'll fucking kill myself. I just know
Yeah,
that.
dude, those things are fucked.
Yeah, I'll slip, and then there'll be like a big fucking gash on my neck, and people will think I've tried to kill myself again, and I'll have to explain that I didn't. And God, that gets boring. But yeah, so that's, you know, that's, where are we? Come back to me, my little, come back to me. Come here. And that's, as a, start from red. That's the gay agenda.
Fantastic. The gay agenda.
This is like the benefits of tertiary education. Like that's, you know, a lot of people aren't aware of this. They don't teach this stuff in schools, sadly. Like they got so distracted by like NAPLAN and you know, No Child Left Behind and various other kind of like neoliberal conspiracies to turn the poor into a new kind of peon subclass. So like they kind of skip an awful lot of this, and they just try to hammer in like any kind of basic fucking function that will let you not even be an employee in the factories anymore, because the factories are gone. You basically just have to know how to work a fucking coffee maker, because that's the future. We're all going to be baristas, and there's going to be like, we'll be like the Low-Techs from Johnny Mnemonic, but we make coffee, and you know, that's kind of where we're headed. So you just got to get some. And you got to be okay with that. I don't mind. I don't really drink much coffee these days anymore. I had some today just to sort of spice myself up a little bit, but otherwise I've just gone back to drinking tea.
Alright, what do we got next? We got people asking, draw integrity, draw Cthulhu, High Elder Gods, draw Azathoth. I don't know what an Azathoth is.
It's a soft drink.
National
from, the
holiday
Czech Republic.
in Indonesia.
Because the Czech Republic actually has naturally occurring carbonated water.
Yeah.
It comes out of a spring. This is real. And they combine that with flower petals and honey and other natural sweeteners. So they make a soft drink that is 100% purely
Draw the
made.
Supreme King of Jews.
I just did. That's the rape mug there. That's
Shub niggereth?
like,
Does sound like a bizarre racial slur. Draw fatherhood. Create your own god worthy of worship. We're sitting in front of you, bro. It's time for the green can. Magic can.
Fuck, that thing is magic. I don't understand how the future space wizards make this kind of bullshit. It's all very shocking to me.
And here comes Creepy Yoshi.
A friend of mine, like, Angus keeps messaging me, but for some reason, whenever he goes to call me homie, it autocorrects to Portland or Portugal. So he keeps calling me either Portland or Portugal. He goes, hey, you're gonna come over Portugal? And I'm like, what? He goes, ignore Portugal. Or now it's Portland, so now I'm getting, Portland an awful lot. What are the fucking creativity vacuums say? Draw Yahtzee Kershaw getting his dick sucked by a furry.
Can't do that.
Right. Yeah, we've already had that fucking discussion. You're not paying attention. You're not. You're the Supreme King of the Jews. Matt the Cat, you're not allowed to suggest anything anymore. You need to go suggest a better lifestyle for yourself.
That was Portugal.
For myself with Portugal. Okay.
That's a good one. I like that.
I know plenty of the Portugal culture because I spent several years in Portugal, which is what it's called, which has been run by Shao Kahn for the past 3 years because it got traded to him after there was a draw in one of the Mortal Kombats. He got to have one country, and the dumbass fucked up and picked Portugal because he liked the sound of it. And that, and there's so basically there's like, okay, so you got. There we go. Alright, come across here. Alright, so Earth is basically water.
That's what you're supposed to do? Okay.
Yeah, so that's like everything's just wet, really.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Gotcha.
weird water planet full of weird water people, which is really fucking trippy when you think about it. But like in the top left, because of a fucking fortuitous heat current, there's this like little nugget, and that's called England. And like there's some of the top of it's Scotland, and then over here there's like some fucking Ireland, and then there's like a bit here where there's just like sort of nothing, and like there's some kind of there's like some Germany, and then there's some other little donger countries that like are Scandinavian, and they're really cold and think they're really great, but that's only because they're top New Zealand and nobody notices or gives a shit about them at all. But unlike New Zealand, they weren't populated by like criminal scum and hillbillies, so they managed to build like enough libraries to not be a drooling pack of submorons. And then like the rest of the right-hand side bit kind of comes down here and does some shit, and then there's like another gap, and then there's Africa. And Africa's actually like fucking colossal. Like there's lots of fucking Africa, and most of it's just like fucking miserable at the moment because no one's really, the people showed up and wrecked it, and then no one's been able to get their shit together there since. Then you kind of come up here, and there's like some other shit. Like I think that Greece is in here, and over here's like Macedonia, and here's some of Egypt where they built like pyramids and crap. And I think over this side, there's some fucking there's like a place called Spain, and Spain's kind of like where like white brown people come from, and that gets confusing at times. And then I think to the left of Spain, there's like Portugal, and then Portugal has like two big giant green eyes, with pupils as red as the blood red moon, and it has the reason we're drawing this because it has my big fuzzy eyebrows. And my somewhat round nose, and my wry little smile, and my distinct lack of like chin. So that's one of the more noticeable features there. And when the wind comes over, it kind of gets my hair just right. So there's like the wind, which is like serving as my hair, and one of the borders here is essentially like my ear, and then it comes sort of down a little further, and I got like, kind of a little bit of a fat chin there, and there's me if I were Portugal. So that's I am kind of already Portugal, and look, change color, you fucking queer. Alright, there we go. And, Shao
Oh
Kahn...
god, I just looked at the screen.
Shao Kahn kind of rules this bit, like... And he built, like, the largest mall in Europe. And that's, the largest mall in Europe's actually been really fucking good. Because they have their own climate in there, and they've created areas that are actually really sort of pleasant for a lot of the different races of Outworld to sort of come in and mingle. And they've kind of chilled the fuck out since they've been able to buy shit. Because before all they had was like these fucking markets, and 80% of the time the markets were ruined by people fighting. So now, they just go and they shop, and a lot of them have been getting exceptionally fat. And like the fucking Shokan when they get fat, oh, that's a fucking thing to see.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, like a big chunky fucking fat fucking Shokan with his forearms with the waddles, like 4 times the waddle, and they kind of click together and they get excited. And that's how you can tell a Shokan is like screaming for his nuggets and his tendies and shit, because you can hear the flippity 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 sound. It's like a tendies. And that's the sound of like, my people are warriors. And then they shut them up and they feed them some more. They throw in a fucking free piece of original recipe and that always shuts them up. For some reason they like original recipe more than hot and spicy, which is why you can tell not to trust them.
The fuck happened there?
There we go.
That's fucking terrifying.
European history has been kind of fun. Like, it's kind of insane. Lots of sort of just angry people fucking stuck together who have a lot in common, but then, like, focus on the bits that they don't have in common, so they just start hissing fits at each other every couple of 100 years, and then they march all the fucking poor people of their respective nations off to kind of pointless battles.
Sounds fucking lovely.
And then after they got bored of doing that, they, like, fucking made in Australia, and they bred, like, a weird class of soldier people here, and they started marching Australians off to pointless battles. And, so it goes. So it fucking goes, You gotta say no, otherwise people will do shit like this to you. And I mean, this is the kind of map that you could easily hang on in a classroom, because kids these days are too fucking stupid to know the difference. The internet's, you can drown in information. There's such a thing as too much. And right now we're having, like, a glut of it, which, like, it's giving people bends, but in the brain. And that's a bit dangerous. It's like when there's, like, people have too much access to, like, muscle shit, and they become, like, Goliath, like, sort of retards. Like, where they go on about being, like, swole, and now people go on about being woke. And woke,
Like, it's woke.
swole is to muscle retards as woke is to brain retards.
What is fucking woke, though?
It's a thing people say when they're fuck shit stupid and can't validate half the things they say.
Why would you fucking want that?
Well, see, they feel real good about themselves because it gives them sort of a kind of external identity that they can leverage off of other people. It doesn't really do anything in and of itself, but they define themselves by, like, a difference to sort of a homogenized block of ethnic other that they then yell at other people for doing. But that's, like, kind of, this is just how you get about. That's how you get about in the modern era. Everything's a fucking nightmare. There are no gods anymore. Death is a certainty. There's nothing worth exploring. We're all alone, and it all ends in dust. So, like, if you don't have the money to shop, things get pretty grim.
It's fucking bleak.
Yeah, well, and we'll come good eventually. Just need a little bit of a nice cup of tea and a fucking biscuit made of harden the fuck up. And, so Shao Kahn's been living in Portugal, which he kind of renamed it, because he didn't like the Al part, because apparently AL is like the fucking Shokan fucking suffix meaning homo. So he didn't want to live in, like, fucking a giant gay country. Even though himself is quite gay, like, Shao Kahn's incredibly homosexual. Proudly, too. Gay was mandatory in Outworld for a few years, but it just turned out to be more hassle than it was worth. Try and sort of organize that. You can't really mandatory gay.
No.
Any more than you could, like, mandatory straight. Like, that didn't work. And you know, you can tell by his like fucking by his outfit, which even 80s professional wrestlers would refer to as a bit much. And so yeah, he was kind of big into that. He used to sodomize Baraka an awful lot, but you know, Baraka's race are just so used to abuse that it just didn't even really sort of register to him. Yeah, he just kind of bend over and deal with it. It's a little bit like lifting a heavy rock for him, or like killing a dude. You know, it's just something you do, you get done.
What's up, Janik? Jesus Christ! The fuck is that?
It's interesting.
That's... I got no words, bro. I got no words. Congratulations. What's next, guys? I've heard lots of political things up there.
Just a fucking thing, you fucking retards. Like, Jesus shit. I don't have, like, all the... You know, I'd like to go home and watch fucking, you know, Game of Thrones at some point today. I don't have forever to be fucking babysitting your goddamn peon brains while
I can't show that pick on stream, dude.
while you catch up to my speed.
If you want to see the pick on stream, if you want to see the pick, just go to Twitter. We're drawing, bro. Abe's drawing while I'm photoshopping. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
Okay. The pachyderm is Latin for baggage skin, which, you know, the elephants have these giant ears, you see, and like, you know, in the middle is this kind of large noggin, and these terrifying human-like eyes, and the eyes.
The Star Children. The fuck are the Star Children? Why did they make me nervous? Edit. The eyes are frightening. I'm glad we agree on that. If you're jacking it to this, man, good on you. Supple lips on an elephant.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and a two-trunked elephant is raping you because it's Thursday, clap your hands. I am brimming with art.
Oh god. Oh god. Christ have mercy on us.
You butterscotch.
Viewbot, thanks for the follow. Are you actually a viewbot? Or a person? Are you a person bot?
You butterscotch.
Luigi2234. Thank you. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Have nightmares. This shit's not going away. The eyes, bro. You captured it. Perfect. Next time I go to a fucking zoo, I'm gonna look at an elephant and go, nope.
Butterscotch.
Nope. Are you Goblet? Thank you for the follow, bro.
You
Oh, Radley! Thank you,
butterscotch.
bro. Welcome. You guys are rad. Thanks for the follows, guys. Oh, God. Elephant.
You
Fun time. I'm calling that one.
butterscotch.
Lyle, thank you for the follow.
See, now you have to imagine a bunch of those, like loads of them, just the size of mice crawling over you, trying to like get into the warmth of your head with their little trunks.
I have to take that picture away. I can't. It's
Fucking
staring at me.
their trunkticles.
Give him a piece of clay to model. Alright, guys. More pictures. Go. Draw Sonic's 25th birthday. That's a good one. Now you're thinking, guys. This is gonna ruin Sonic forever. Buckle up! Draw a competent Australian government. Lol. I forgot what I was doing. That's right. Sonic is always able to be ruined. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Oh god, this is cosmic. Did you see that? I'm just gonna make a Don't apologize about the piece of art you did of her. Sorry, guys. I'm just laughing at the Photoshop I'm doing.
Aaron, easily amused by his own antics.
I always am. Actually, that photo. This is haunting, yeah. It looks like a Sonic in a banana suit. Molesting Tails, ugh.
There we go.
What does it say? Death, Tails, death?
Yeah. He's just bed on the floor on the background, his single lamp. On the internet when he's a Meegstrad 2600. Alright. I mean, like, 25 years of Sonic, you know, is... The fuck? It's horrifying. Aaron's doing weird things over by himself. Aaron's having, like, his own little weird art conniption.
So, let's see if I can get this on the screen. This is what I'm working on at the moment. Fantastic!
Aaron's not working on anything. He's not allowed to work.
Can I just do this?
Xavier Woods is too nice. Like, he's too, like, he can't be, like, you know... Xavier can't be mean on Twitter, really, because he's in the WWE and he's part of the New Day, which are way too fucking lovely. Because he's probably not allowed... Probably, like, says he's not allowed to show fucking Photoshop ever. Because fuck you, you're not allowed to fucking show Photoshop ever. You fucking cunt. You just get nothing. Instead, we get to go back to Sonic's 25th birthday party at the Sonic Twitter HQ, where he sits down writing, like, quasi-snarky things about his own life and history in a sort of vain attempt to cover for his own miserable depression. It's his way of screaming, like, help, help, I want to get out. Help, Jesus, God, let me out, help. And none of us are getting it, unfortunately. We all just have like a good chuckle at the internet, which has been it's been fun. We've all been having a good laugh. We've been having a good chuckle at the Sonic the Hedgehog 25th anniversary Twitter, and the way the games have just gotten shittier and shittier and shittier. That's the way of these things. You get old, your knees start to go, you can't run like you used to. I mean, what happens when you can no longer go fast? That's just...
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I mean, that's... same thing's gonna happen to Usain Bolt. Like, in about 5 years, he's gonna do, like, a weird race with sort of, like, a fucking red echidna. And we're all gonna be a bit weirded out by it, to be honest.